Okay, I'm wearing the new Lululemon mask. I think it looks really good, and the quality is really, really good. It's very, very thick, and it's like workout pants material. I wouldn't be able to tell you like exactly what material it is. One of the funny things is that you actually, one of the straps goes over your ponytail, and then one goes under here. The most awkward thing is like putting it on, because you have to like loosen it and then put it on. And it's better if you put it on and then adjust it. But I will say it's a lot harder to breathe in this mask than it is in like the normal medical masks, because it's such a thick material and it's like completely adhered to your face. But I'm gonna take it on my workout today and see, we'll see if I like can work out wearing this. It's very, very like, it's like a mask, but it's also not graded for like filtration, but it's, I mean, it's obviously doing something because it's so much harder to breathe. What I will say is that I bought it because the regular masks, like the regular like medical masks that like, you know, dentists and doctors wear, I feel like those, they're supposed to like trap the droplets inside. So that's why they're effective, because when people cough or sneeze, the droplets get trapped inside. Like my dad says, to test if a mask is good, you like literally run it under the tap. I mean, then your mask is ruined. But like to test if like a type of mask is good, you run it under the tap and you make sure the water doesn't leak from the inside. And what those masks do is that they hold the water in, and what that does is that it holds the sweat against your face. This mask, it's porous. I believe it's porous one way. So it's like that sweat wicking fabric where the sweat gets wicked away from you. What I would say about that is that obviously that doesn't, I don't know if that just defeats the purpose of masks, right? So like normal masks, they protect other people from your droplets, whereas this one, maybe it's just protecting you from other people's droplets. I guess the idea would be to wear both, the surgical mask and this mask, but that's just way too much and I would definitely not be able to breathe. But I'm gonna take this with me anyway. I like it, I like how it looks. Originally I was thinking about wearing this on the plane on my move, but I don't know if I can wear this for extended periods of time, to be honest. So I'm gonna play around and see, maybe I had it like adjusted too tight. Anyway, it is 5:50 in the morning and I'm heading to the gym. So let's start our day. Wine Chat's where I live. Oh, good morning. I have no lips because I haven't put lipstick on. I just have like, we put like a little like foundation around my lips, so when I do put on lipstick or lip liner, I get like a really clean line. It's Monday and we're working from home again this week. Sadly, this is my last week in the office here in Hong Kong, but I'm like not in the office. And so I don't really get to see my coworkers, which is unfortunate, but we do have lots of Zoom calls scheduled. So that's something, it's not nothing. I went to the gym this morning. Now I get housekeeping as part of like my deal living here on Mondays around middays. So I'm going to like leave the hotel room for a few hours and work in a Starbucks or something while they do housekeeping, and then I have a lunch meeting around 1:30, and after that I have to come back here and I have a committee meeting on a special project we're working on. So there's like a lot going on today. There's actually a lot going on this last week. Actually, after Thursday, I'm off for the rest of the month to move and stuff. So this is sort of like the week I need to tie up a bunch of loose ends before I go on vacation for a couple of weeks, and it's Christmas. But first, I thought I would try on the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick I got. So yesterday in the vlog I talked about how I love the original Pillow Talk lipstick and the lip liner, but sometimes depending on what I'm wearing it can look a little bit too pink. So I bought both the new, well it's not new anymore, but there's a Pillow Talk Intense, which is a little bit of a creamier lipstick, and then there's another Matte Revolution, which is like my favorite lipstick that she makes, a Matte Revolution lipstick in Pillow Talk Medium, which is slightly more like neutral brownie than the original Pillow Talk Pink. So I'm gonna try that on now. I'm gonna wear the medium today because it looks kind of dark, doesn't it? It kind of looks dark, but when you put it on, I think it goes on really neutral. It may actually look really dark in the video because I'm sitting by a window, but let's see. Oh, it does look really dark in the video. It's okay if you just like smudge it against itself, it doesn't look that dark. In person, it just looks like slightly darker than my natural lip color, but in the video it definitely looks much more brown, which is fine because I grew up in the 90s and so I'm used to brown lipstick. It's okay. I like it. It's like a little bit more, maybe I need like blush or something. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to Starbucks, so no big production here. Oh, I've like forgotten to take my supplements like 2 days in a row. So I'm gonna take my supplements now. I didn't even make my bed behind me because I get housekeeping today. So my supplements that I take every day they come from my gym. So one is a D3. This one is not for my gym. I take a glucosamine because I'm like concerned I have joint problems, and I don't have joint problems, but also I take glucosamine. So, and I take something called Estro Support, which I was asked to try taking it because I am in my 40s and it's around this time where women's hormones start to like fluctuate. I'm sort of like perimenopausal, is that what it's called? Like premenopausal. So about 10 years out from menopause, your body starts to go through more hormonal changes, which obviously is like so fun because you just went through a whole bunch in your teens, 20s, and I feel like your 30s are probably the only time, or my 30s was like the only time where I was like, oh, I feel like a normal person, where like everything was sort of in balance. So I take Estro Support, and I also take Inflammation Support, which is basically like curcumin, which is it's a derivative of turmeric, which helps with inflammation. And I actually think I am out of omegas. Oh, actually, I have these. So I was taking a different omega before, and now I'm just gonna take these omega-3 concentrates, which I used to take and I like them a lot. So yeah, those are my supplements. Okay, Apple Watch goes back on and we're gonna head out. I might actually go to FedEx and mail my niece and nephew's Christmas presents today. I have so many things to send via FedEx. Maybe I'll do that this morning. Work has been pretty quiet this morning. Some of my meetings are moved. Okay, let's see where the day takes us. Okay, I'm gonna go to FedEx and mail presents to America. But first I'm gonna try to stop at the Nike in Pacific Place just to see if they have something. So let's go. Okay, I'm here in Queensway. I always have so much trouble finding FedEx, but I think I'm in the right place now. I went to FedEx. There's so many people at FedEx today, and apparently it's just this busy before Christmas all the time. But I sent 3 boxes to America, and now I have like an hour before my lunch meeting, so I'm gonna go find a Starbucks and do a little work. Okay, I've been absent for a few hours because I've been trying to sort some things out. Actually, first, after my lunch, I came back here and I had a Zoom conference call, which was kind of nice. I'm kind of like seeing all of my colleagues because we haven't seen each other in person in a week, so it's kind of nice to see them and just know that everyone's still doing okay and like chugging along. And also, this is how I will like engage with my colleagues going forward because I will be remote. So I'm getting used to that. I do sense that people are starting to get burned out on Zoom calls, but I think it's just, you know, it's like a way of life now. It's just the way we live now. I have tried Google Meet as well, which I kind of like, and I haven't tried Skype with more than one other person, so I don't know how that goes, but I sort of wonder if we could all just FaceTime, but I guess not everybody has an iPhone. Anyway, after that, I called my airline because I'm holding a ticket that is a one stopover ticket because the ticket was originally taking me back all the way to New York. But what I wanted to do was, and I thought I could just do, is either reschedule the second leg of my flight to a later date because it's a pandemic and things change and plans change. Like, this is a ticket that I had to postpone from March because it was a pandemic, and my flight to New York actually was meant to land in New York the day that New York declared its first lockdown in March. So thank goodness I had friends tell me in New York, like, it's probably not a good idea to come to New York right now. So I ended up postponing that ticket to December. And as my plans have changed in December, and as like the pandemic situation has not actually gotten much better in the US over the course of the year. And so I'm not moving back to the US right now. So I thought that airlines were going to be like a little bit helpful and not forcing people, like painting people into a corner. But I had this really strange conversation. This is the second time I've called the airline. I called the first time on Saturday, and I talked to somebody who just seemed like really frazzled and like, and you know, I think when I call, like, I try to be like nice because they are also, I'm sure, like totally underwater trying to make a bunch of changes. Like, the airlines are having a really hard time. They've had to lay so many people off. It is really hard for everybody right now. But the airline gave me 3 options. One is to cancel the entire ticket, and they would just offer me a voucher for the value of that ticket, which is actually not that much. And then I would have no ticket to go anywhere, so I can't do that. The second option they offered me was if I either postpone the second leg of my ticket, the leg that goes to New York, or if I cancel the second leg of my ticket, they were going to charge me something like $8,000 because they would have to reprice the whole thing as a reroute, and they would have to price it up to the fully flexible fare. To me, that makes no sense. But okay, I get it. Like, rules are rules. Even if it's a pandemic and people can't travel and they can't adhere to their plans, I get it. Fine. Rules. Okay. So that's out of the question. I'm not paying an additional $8,000 to fly half of the flight that I already have a ticket for. And so I asked the guy, I was like, well, what should I do? And he said that and he actually suggested this. He was like, just don't fly the second leg of the flight. Like, just fly the first leg and then just like leave the airport. Which I was very, very surprised that he suggested, because you're really not supposed to do that. And that really hurts the airline. I also don't understand why canceling the second leg of the flight would cost me $8,000, but not flying it would be free, and then it would hurt the airline. Just let me cancel it, and then you could just resell it to somebody else. I really don't understand that part. I understand the rules are rules thing, and also, what are they forcing people to do? Like, you can't, there's so many countries you actually cannot go to right now with certain passports. And I like I asked the guy, I was like, what do you do if people can't go to certain countries and you don't let them change their flights or cancel their flights without a huge penalty? What, you're just flying them there so they get rejected by customs? Like, I don't understand. He's like, no, we just give them a voucher. I'm like, the not going anywhere thing is not an option, right? So I don't really understand. And I'm sort of just going to try to figure out myself. I may rebook myself on a different airline. I have like so many miles that I've just been sitting around for like a year now, not being used, that I could probably just rebook myself on another airline really easily. And like, then just like cancel this thing and get a voucher, which kind of sucks because like in my mind, I was always like just moving towards this date and this like flight and this time. I could also do the thing that he suggested, which is to just not take the second leg of the flight, which I feel actually so guilty and so bad about. But that's also annoying because that would mean that I couldn't check any luggage, because when you check in, your luggage gets checked to your final destination. But if I'm getting off, like if I'm leaving the what is it called? I'm leaving like the whatever. I'm leaving in the middle of it, then I can't check any luggage, which also like makes everything really complicated, which means I have to ship everything, which is doable because it's actually not that expensive to ship your luggage. Just so you know, it's actually not that expensive to ship your luggage overseas as unaccompanied baggage. So there are so many websites that do this, and it's probably cheaper for me to ship my luggage and it arrives in like 2 or 3 days than to like pay the excess baggage fee by trying to take it with me on the airline. Plus then you're like schlepping it through the airport and you have to like get like a taxi to pick you up that's like big enough to hold your luggage. So it's a whole thing. It might actually just be easier for me to ship everything and then just walk out of the airport halfway through my full journey, which is really not ideal. Like I don't want to be like that person. I think that you have to like do right by businesses and stuff, but like really they're not giving me an option. They're like, either break the rules and do this, or we're going to charge you $8,000. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I'm like talking to my friend now who's like a travel editor, and maybe he'll have an idea for me, but this is cuckoo bananas. I'll figure it out. I'll see you guys later. Okay, I haven't found a solution yet for my flight issue. Just really the wrench and everything right now. I really did not expect my flight situation to be an issue, especially during a pandemic and actual like real life limitations on how we can travel. A little bit frustrating, but it is 6:05 right now, and I am meeting a friend of mine here for dinner at 6:30, and I'm so excited because we're going to one of my favorite restaurants in Hong Kong, Associazione Chianti. If you come to Hong Kong, please go eat there. It is so good, and it's not Cantonese food. It is not Hong Kong food. It is not Chinese food. It is Italian food, and it's Italian steak. And they also have pasta, but usually I just order steak. The chef at Chianti used to work at a restaurant that was really close to my New York apartment, a very, very, very highly acclaimed restaurant. And that restaurant actually shut down in March of 2019. So he moved over here and opened up Chianti with the Black Sheep Restaurant Group here in Hong Kong. And it was right behind the apartment that I used to live in. And it is so good. The places they source the meat is unbelievable. The flavors are incredible. The vibe of the restaurant is like so chill and unpretentious, and like it's just one of my favorite restaurants. Plus the chef Josh, he makes the meringue cake, so it's like a pavlova cake. He makes it himself in the special ovens next door at the Motorino Pizzeria, and it is, to me, I think it's like the best cake in all of Hong Kong. Anyway, when my friend was like, where do you want to go for dinner for our last dinner in Hong Kong? And I was like, the only place I really want to go is Chianti. So that's where we're going. I'm so excited. Okay, let's go eat dinner. Well, I'm back, and that was such an amazing dinner. Like, I love that restaurant so much, not just because the food always like nails it, but also because the people who work there are so fantastic. It's like, to me, the definition of a great restaurant. You go there, you feel instantly at home, you feel welcome, you don't feel rushed, and you feel like everything is correct. And it just feels so like second nature. I really, really love that restaurant, and I hope you get to try it someday if you go into Hong Kong or if you live here already. So it's like 10:30 and it's like way past my bedtime. You can tell like my mascara is like all smudged. But I'm gonna head to bed now, and I have an early morning tomorrow. I have an early morning call with New York at 8, which is actually not that bad because my last time I had a call with New York, it was like at like 6:15 or 7 a.m. So I might actually try to edit this video a little bit before I go to bed, but I know today was like a little bit of a short video. It was mostly just meetings and like me eating out. So it's sort of a different video than other days when I just either complain or just walk around. So, you know, a variety. It's a spice of life. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. You can find me on Instagram at Danica Lowe, and I will be back tomorrow with more hijinks and ordinary everyday stuff. I promise I'll do something interesting at some point. Okay, good night. Thanks.